Democratic Republic of Congo's Prime Minister, Jean-Michel Sama-Lukonde, resigned on Tuesday, the presidency said, triggering the dissolution of his government. A statement said President Felix Tshisekedi had accepted, but asked the government to continue handling affairs until a new one is formed. Lukonde was appointed 3 years ago. No reasons for him stepping down were specified. The news does follow his election to Parliament last December. His mandate as a deputy was validated 8 days before the resignation. According to Congo's constitution, the mandate of a national deputy is incompatible with being a member of the government. According to one of the advertising slogans for Corona beer, paradise is best served with lime. But in South Africa, that's posed a problem. They don't have enough of the citrus fruit. That's prompted brewer AB InBev's South African breweries to act. It's investing 19 million rand, or just under $1 million in a local lime farming project in South Africa's northern Limpopo province.
It's quickly become the biggest lime farm in South Africa.
Piet Smit is CEO of Komati, which runs the 150-acre farm.
I think the relationship with AB InBev was the biggest driver, not only because they funded the project, but also they're the major takers of the fruit. They have the first right to take this fruit and use them in their Corona beer.
Smit said that in the last financial year, they budgeted to produce 300 metric tons of limes. Instead, they're going to end up with 700 metric tons. South African Breweries Corporate Affairs Vice President Zaleka Lisa said the challenge for them had been that only 10% of citrus farmland in South Africa was dedicated to limes. And that had forced the company to import.
Imported limes means you never know when they'll be available, limited availability, and secondly, it also drives cost.
SAB partnered in 2020 with the Moloteli community, which provided the land. Lisa said the lime project was an opportunity to invest in the community, while preserving the ritual of a wedge of lime in your bottle of beer. Hundreds of Liberians in Ghana's capital Accra have been left homeless after their decades-old camp was abruptly demolished. It had been a home to those who fled Liberia's brutal civil war through the 1990s. Liberian camp chairman Dennis Grion said people were surprised because authorities hadn't even made an announcement.
So at the end of the day, we thought it was like joke, but they begin to demolish. People you see sitting here, they lost almost everything they had.
Over its 35-year lifespan, the Liberian camp had developed into a thriving community with its own markets, schools and other services. On Monday, the refugees were sheltering in a school. In one classroom, Prince Kamara was trying to keep his studies going while others around him slept. But he said the demolition means he's not able to go to school.
Because all my stuff had been destroyed. My books, my uniform, every stuff had been destroyed. So due to that, I'm not going to school no more.
Grion, the camp chairman, says discussions between refugees and local authorities are ongoing, with appeals being made for government support and relocation. Many families have been queuing up to register for assistance at the Ghana Refugee Board. Some say they've been waiting for formal refugee status from the government since before the end of Liberia's civil war in 2003. Others have lived in Ghana their entire lives. Here's what's been making the business headlines in sub-Saharan Africa this week. Democratic Republic of Congo's state-owned Gécamine is planning to overhaul its copper and cobalt joint ventures, its chairman has said. That's as it seeks higher stakes across the board amid the world's scramble for minerals critical to the global green energy transition. And that's also prompted Zimbabwe to push its miners to come forward with plans to produce battery-grade lithium, a senior government official said on Friday, despite a sharp fall in global prices. Africa's top lithium producer is hoping to benefit from demand for the mineral, used in electric vehicles and clean energy storage. Shares in South African miner Sibanye-Stillwater fell 4% on Wednesday, after it warned its annual profit plunged by as much as 91% last year. Sibanye and its peers have been hit by a sharp decline in platinum group metal prices, and there are plans for massive job cuts across the sector. Also in South Africa, Pick n Pay said on Thursday it was planning a rights issue to raise up to 4 billion rand, or just under $210 million. The retailer, which has been losing market share to its biggest rival Shoprite, also said it wants to list its discount grocery chain Boxer. Shares tumbled more than 17%, their biggest single-day fall on record, as the retailer also warned it could swing into a full-year headline loss. And finally, Ghana's cocoa output for the 2023 to 2024 season is expected to be almost 40% below a target of 820,000 metric tons, two sources from the country's sector regulator said, following strong seasonal winds and a lack of rain. Ghana's production shortfall and similar deficits in Ivory Coast have been fueling historic surges in global cocoa prices.